Good morning, Deify here, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo, where it's been about a minute since I recorded the last one. If you remember my episode from like 4 days ago, then yeah, you probably realize that all is fine and dandy. We just got back from dinner with Lily and Hanako that turned into dinner with Hanako, and now we just get to figure out what happens as we get back to Yamaku and all that fun, exciting stuff. Following a long, quiet trudge up the hill and into the school grounds, the two of us find ourselves between the two dormitories. Regular night patrols pass between the male and female dormitory buildings, both for security and to quickly raise the alarm for any medical issues that may arise. The guard currently on duty notices us and gives us a quick nod as he continues on his way. Yeah, get some. That's the guard, by the way. Oh, guard's voice. Yeah, get some. There we go. Like, no, guard, stop, please. You're embarrassing me. A loud yawn escapes from Hanako's mouth before she has a chance to cover it. I have little doubt she's fairly tired by now, and she's still got homework to do. I'd better be off to my room then. See you tomorrow, Hanako. Good night. We separate and begin to walk our separate ways before I stop and look back. Hanako stands there, waving to me as she smiles. I smile and wave to her, and after a few seconds, she turns and walks up the stairs to her dormitory building, disappearing through the door. These little moments we share between us feel like a small treasure. One thing is for sure, I want to protect that small, delicate smile she so fleetingly wears around so few people. I wonder about these feelings I have when Hanako's around, and when I'm able to do things for her, whether they may be the seed for something beyond what we share now. There's something beyond friendship? Oh my god. I didn't even if I had known I was that close, I guess I should have known that I was that close to the end of the day. Wow, I'm dumb. Alright, way to not leave it on a cliffhanger. I'm the best. That's what happens when you, don't know a game by heart going into it, I guess. The summertime sun is something to be savored. Ooh, good alliteration there, I like it. But when combined with the clean country air, ooh, nice, yeah. It's all the better. Ooh, that's a good line right there. The track and field club members are horsing around on the field ahead. Some are playing with a soccer ball, others are talking, and a few laugh as two of them mock fight with each other. None of them pay me any heed as I sit alone on the grass, underneath the shade of a particularly large tree. It's a nice and peaceful moment after a dreary day of schoolwork. This isn't when we get to... Is this the path that has Miki on it? Oh my goodness, I can't remember, but I'm getting a little giddy. I kind of want it to have Miki in it. I'm 90% certain her name is Miki, and I'm going to feel like a fool if it's not. I played soccer pretty often before my heart attack, so I had thought it would be really nostalgic to watch them. What I'm feeling now, though, is quite distinct from that emotion. Yes! There we go, that is what we needed. I hear footsteps approaching from behind me, and I turn to my side to see one of my classmates taking a seat beside me. I'm taken off guard, as the two of us haven't talked much before, and I didn't think anyone would notice me here. Okay, good, got it. Sup? Hi, Miura, wasn't it? Just call me Miki. Surnames are too stuffy. Likewise, then. We both look back out to the field where the guys are... where the guys are playing. It looks like they're getting ready to have a second game, with people spreading out to their positions and the ball being carried to the center of the field. Sure enough, the whistle is blown to begin the match, and they get right back into it. Not going to play? Nah, just gonna rest a bit. What about you? You kinda looked like you wanted to play when you were watching us before. So, someone did notice me after all. It's kind of a long story. Her face says that I've piqued her interest. I'm in Yamaku because I've got a heart condition. I can't really play soccer anymore. Wanted to be a soccer player, did you? No, I only really did it for fun. My friends played it, so I played it as well. Any of those guys playing around could have been me before my accident. But I don't feel like I have any real wish to go back to that either. It's a little hard to explain. I'm still decently physically built from the days when I played, even if my strengths largely left me by now, and I got on well with the other club members. When I think about it, I should feel pretty bad watching people play when I can't anymore. Yet I don't. Maybe it's a good thing. A sign that I've gotten over it. My finger twitched. A sign that I've gotten over it, and that I'm ready to become a new person. Sorry, I'm kinda rambling. Only to us, Hisao. It's cool. I'm actually glad to hear that. It sounds like you really have your stuff together. Some of the people that come to Yamaku are pretty messed up at first. So, you're a member of the track and field club then? Yup. Been in it since I first arrived. Wonder if we get to talk to her on the Emmy route also. Don't suppose you're friends with Emmy? Short, fast runner, no legs. I don't think there are all that many female track and field members. Haha, Emmy. Everyone knows about her, don't they? But nah, I tend to get on better with the guys, so me and Emmy don't really talk much. Anyway, what about you? Well, I'm not really in any clubs. Real clubs, anyway. I'm in the tea club, pajama club, cleavage club, chess club. Sorry, the chess club was the third. Yeah, chess, you misheard. Chess club. You've been hanging around with Hanako and that blonde Amazon, though, right? Blonde Amazon. I suppose Lily has the height to fit that description, if nothing else. And not in response, without making too fine a point of things. And don't worry about it. As long as you've got some friends, you don't need to join a club. A loud whistling from the field attracts our attention. One of the players is on the ground, clutching his leg, and the others stop play to jog up to him, leaving Miki grimacing. Ouch, that looks painful. That guy really has bad luck. That's me! That's me! When I was learning to play hockey in the Learn to Play class, and one time when I was playing an actual game, I had someone just baseball slide my legs out from under me while I was taking a shot. It was just like, come on! I'm not asking for this. Oh my god. Goodness. Doing front flips on the ice. Not fun. Oh yeah, I already read that. As she continues to look out onto the field, I can't help being reminded of her own injuries. Her left arm, ending in a stump rather than a hand, has been bandaged up for the entire time I've been in Yamaku, and her injury doesn't seem that new. She turns to talk to me again, and catches me looking. Both of us sit in awkward silence as she takes her bandaged arm and holds it in her lap with the other remaining hand. Sorry, I guess I'm still a bit... It's fine, really. Her tone is light, but neither of us says anything afterwards. Every disabled student here has their own way of dealing with their problems, and some finding their conditions troublesome is only natural. I'm included among them, after all. The injured guy from the soccer game manages to get onto his feet with some help, and ends up hobbling off the field with one arm over the shoulder of another, for support. Probably just pulled a muscle, if he can still manage to walk. The whistle blows again, and the game continues once more with one less man on the field. Hanging out with Hanako and that blonde girl, you keep some pretty strange company. How so? It's just that Hanako's kind of... I don't know... shy? No, it's not really that. It's just... she's got some issues, I think, and I can't really put it in a nice way. Not that I don't think she's a nice person, though. She's perfectly nice. Just... hard to deal with. Sounds like Miki, or at least some other people in that class, have tried to get closer to Hanako in the past, and that it didn't go well. I think her judgment is rather harsh, given that everyone, not just those in Yamaku, have their own issues. Then again, I haven't known Hanako for that long, so it wouldn't surprise me if there was some stuff I didn't know about. I'll just take it as it comes. She's a nice person, and I think that should be all that matters. Miki's eyes narrow a little, and her smile spreads. You really like her, don't you? Miki certainly doesn't mince words. Boy howdy, do we really like her? Well, I guess I gotta save right here, just to make sure. Just, this is such a hard decision. Who are we kidding? We're on the Hanako path for a reason. Of course we like her. To be completely honest, yeah, I do. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell anyone. Hey, whoa, you can trust me. No problems there. To be honest, I think it's kinda cute. If you want to go for it, don't let me stop you. Thanks. She may say that, but she was just talking about Hanako having issues. Still, I want to hold myself to the words I said. Hanako's problems don't matter. I'll deal with anything that comes up, because I want to help her. If If there's even the smallest possibility that I can pull Hanako out of her depression and seclusion, then I should work towards that, no matter what. If she needs a prince, then I will be that prince. I don't really know if that's the healthiest outlook. Some people are beyond saving, but this is a visual novel, so of course everything's going to be just peachy. As I think about the possibility of a relationship, I can see Miki grinning at me while watching my face. I'm no doubt blushing, and looking away from her only makes her laugh. Miki gives off a different vibe from the other girls. Talking to her feels more like talking to a guy than a woman. Her saying she prefers male company doesn't help to dispel that notion either. Glancing at my watch shows that lunch break is ending in only a few minutes. Time to start heading back to class. I know everyone's hoping that in Katawa Shoujo too, Miki is an option. I've seen that thrown around a lot. Miki seems like such a great character. Lunch is about to end. Wanna head back? Yeah, we'd better. I pick myself up off the grass and dust myself off, offering a hand to Miki to help her up as well. She takes it and easily pulls herself up, showing the muscles moving in her toned bare arms in the process. Come to think of it, why aren't you wearing the normal girl's blouse? It's too hot and constricting. The boy's uniform is better anyways. She throws her arms around a bit to emphasize her point, which has the side effect of showing off one particular part of her body that would be especially constricted by the blouse. Ankles? I don't know. That wasn't even funny. The two of us start the walk back to the main building through the gardens, talking as we go. Sounds like you're settling in well. That's a relief. It was pretty surprising to get a transfer student at this point in the year, considering the exams are coming up. Yeah, don't remind me. Haha, don't worry about them. Just cram it and you'll be fine. That doesn't sound like good advice. She claps my shoulder a couple of times as she grins. I don't think she takes school very seriously. You seem like a smart guy, and Muto's taken to you well already. You're like a hand in a glove. Now to work out whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I still don't know what to make of this school. I've been here for a few weeks already, but I still feel dazed at times. You'll get used to it. Just give it some time. It's only a high school, just like any other. Whoa! Using my words against me? Rude. She makes it sound so simple, but I've never thought about it that way. Yes, you have! You have said so many times, perhaps this is just like my old school. To me, Yamaku symbolized a marked shift in my life. I was no longer normal. I was different, and was to be educated with other different people. And yet, I'm walking back to class and talking casually with a classmate during lunch after watching some others play a soccer game. All perfectly normal. Maybe she has a point. Maybe I should just look at Hanako in the same way. Everyone has their own issues. This is hardly something unique to Yamaku. After all, it's only a high school, just like any other. As we continue to talk, I find myself smiling. Miki and I are very different people in almost every way, but it feels good to have gotten to know another classmate a bit better. Very good. I'm glad, Hisao. You're getting better at this talking to people thing. Is it shopping time with Lily? Oh, I hope we get to go shopping. I want to go to the mall. See what happens. A light breeze blows the scent of early summer around my head while I wait for Lily. Shopping time, let's go. Small white clouds litter the sky, breaking up the monotony of the blue. Hisao, are you here? Lily's voice lilts on the breeze as if they were one and the same thing. I stop gazing into the sky to examine Lily. With a peach off-the-shoulder sweater and tan ankle-length skirt, in addition to tan sandals, she's quite a nice sight. Dude, you just admitted feelings for Hanako. Whatever. Yeah, I'm over here, Lily, near the gate. Were you able to sneak away from Hanako? Yes. It's not uncommon for me to go out during weekends, so I don't think she noticed anything suspicious. That, and she has someone she sees. Lily purses her lips, as if she maybe shouldn't have continued. I find it a little hard to believe. Are you that dense, Hisao? Hanako's seeing someone? Really? I'll beat him up! No, it's just she sees a therapist every so often on weekends. See, that times infinity. That Hisao times infinity is why the one reason I don't like the Emmy route. It's like, use your brain tank, Hisao. Oh, well, that does make a lot of sense. The difference is this one, he learns it like 2 lines of dialogue later. The Emmy one takes him all route, and someone needs to just tell him. Goodness. Lily rubs her arm uncomfortably, and after one look at her troubled expression, I quickly move to change the topic away from Hanako. Huh. Yes? I was just wondering, you can get around the city on your own? Lily sighs at my consternation surrounding the topic of her blindness. I'm my own worst enemy sometimes. I can, yes. It's easier when I'm out with a friend or my sister, though. Wonder how Lily gets along with her sister. Being an only child, it's hard to imagine what having a sibling would be like, so it makes me a little envious of her. Right, well, then the bus arrives in a few minutes. We should probably get a move on. Indeed. It's a long wait if we miss this one. With that, we set off for the bus stop on the hill. It's only a small distance from the school gate, so it's very convenient. It's a nice view from here. Coming from the city, I never really get to see scenery like this, let alone on a daily basis. Oof. Good topic right there. This area is nice for me as well. It's tranquil and away from the noises and smells of the city. Lily's head perks up in a trademark gesture of hers, signifying that she's caught a sound. Oh, here comes the bus. I look down the road to see the bus trundling up the hill. Her hearing's quite a useful tool. The bus only takes a short while to reach the bus stop, forcing its way up the road, and within a minute, we are on our way to the city. Walking around the city, I feel a distinct nostalgia. The smells, the traffic, the tall buildings everywhere. It's a lot like my native city, save for the raised walkways. Feels a little weird, walking around a city as casually as I would in a park, but with cars rushing around underneath me. As I'm busily pondering the engineering marvel that is the raised walkway, I get a surprise. It takes a moment for me to realize that Lily has wrapped her arm around mine, extending her cane in front of her with the other hand. For a moment, I'm startled. Whoa, I'm seeing someone. It's Miki. But I managed to keep enough of a lid on it for Lily not to notice. While it's not the first time that Lily's relied on me for guidance, she'd only held onto my sleeves cuff before. It's logical that it would be easier for her to navigate a crowded and complex area such as a city while securely linked, but I'm far from being used to this kind of contact as Lily is. Finally, realizing the growing silence between us as Lily waits for me to get moving, I quickly kick my brain into gear. You know, it was quite a surprise that Hanako likes to sing. Have you heard her do that before? I have indeed. We've been to karaoke sessions several times, along with my sister. I can't say I take to the activity much, but the other two like it. Maybe Hanako doing karaoke is more fitting than I initially thought. Just her and those she knows, all alone in a little room. It would give her a rare chance to let her guard down, with nobody else there to judge her. Maybe it would be nice to bring her into town for a karaoke birthday party if she likes doing it. I'm not sure she would deal very well with the excitement. I move to protest, but her face shows that she's mulling the proposal over some more. It takes quite some time for her to come to a conclusion. Then again, the best thing we can do for Hanako at this point is to try to create some pleasant birthday memories. Continually treating her as if she's abnormal won't help. I think you're right. If she has something to remember apart from loss, then maybe she'll come around. If we bought her something nice that she could see every day, then maybe she'd be able to take her mind off her past and remember that she has friends. And in any case, I think Hanako can handle something like this. In the time I've spent beside her, I've learned that she isn't quite as frightfully fragile as I first thought she was. So, shall we be off? I'm not really sure about the layout of this area. Very well. I might like to suggest having something to eat first. I haven't either, so that sounds like a good plan. Make sure you choose a nice place, Hisao. She gives a teasing smile, one that makes me smile reflexively in response, even if she can't see that. I'll make very sure I do. Don't worry about that. Once inside, I ordered 2 slices of pie and something. Oh, stupid fidgety fingers, ruining this game for me. Alright, let's stretch my arms out a little bit, get blood flowing. Maybe that'll help. Alright. I'd pegged this cafe as the type to appeal to Lily, small and quiet, but well-kept and somewhat upscale. Going by the dainty smile she wears, I don't really know if I chose right. It's very, very rare to not see her smiling, after all. Nevertheless, I take a seat near her at one of the corner tables and lay down our small meals. Lily gingerly brings her head over the slice of pie placed in front of her, delicately taking in the aroma. "Lemon pie, is it? Thank you, Hisao." "No problem. The tea's just next to it, so be careful not to knock it over." She nods appreciatively, but judging from the slightly weak smile she has, the warning wasn't really necessary. I suppose the sound must have tipped her off to its position. We both tuck into our food without further ado, both of us remaining largely silent as we do so. Lily isn't the type to appreciate discussion while eating, and I can't say I like it either. Eventually, we finish both our meals, and the last of our teacups follows in short order. Lily's the first to break the silence. "That was very nice. I must say you've chosen quite well, Hisao. This is the first time I've really had much of a look around the city, so all I could really do is choose somewhere that looked nice." Damn. Sorry. I feel really bad for inadvertently bringing up the subject of sight around Lily, but she doesn't appear to mind much. Quite the opposite, she almost looks amused by my awkward attempt at an apology. "You are thoughtful, Hisao, but sometimes I fear that it gets the better of you. There's no need to change your speech on my account." Lily truly is pretty comfortable in dealing with her condition. I still hasten to change the subject, as I can't really say that I share her confidence in the matter. "Have you lived here very long? It seems like you have this place pretty much sorted out." She quickly waves her hand in front of her face to dismiss the notion. "Oh no, not at all. It's nothing like that. I've attended Yamaku since the start of high school, but I didn't walk around the city very much because Akira, my sister, picked me up and dropped me off." "Oh, right, you mentioned not living in the dormitories until recently. It's quite a surprise. I'd just assumed she'd been living here since entering Yamaku at the least, which would give her a few years here." "I've lived with my family for most of my life. Then I was just together with my sister. I hope I didn't say something that can be taken so out of context. I might have. I'm a little worried. With my family having moved to Inverness long before, and Akira working long hours, I ended up having to move." "Inverness? Isn't that somewhere in Scotland?" "Oh, did I not tell you? My family currently lives in Scotland, the birthplace of my mother. My father's side is mainly Japanese, though." "Huh. The question of what gave Lily her looks did cross my mind every now and again, but I'd never thought to ask." "That answers that, then. To be honest, I'd never have guessed. Considering you have no accent, I'm guessing you were born here?" "Full marks. I am thankful for my heritage, though, as without it I'd likely not have been taught English so early in my life." "And what of you, Hisao?" "What about me?" She gives a moment's thought. She probably should have thought of what to ask me before switching the topic. "I'll go with, what are your plans for the future?" "To be honest, I haven't thought much about that recently. After my accident and subsequent months in the hospital, enjoying my life here with you and Hanako has been enough for me. In fact, I don't think I've thought at all about a future for some time now. It seems almost futile." "This is your last year of school. After this, you will have to fend for yourself one way or another." "It's not like I don't know that. I just haven't put much thought into it since then." She opens her mouth to continue, but gives a small sigh instead. She seems to have realized that she really doesn't know enough about my situation to go too deeply into this. "Well, we all have our own pace. I just hope you'll take any chance you see." "I understand. I'll think about it." As we walk back out to the city, Lily takes hold of my arm once again. "So, did you get any ideas for a present?" "To be honest, no. I've never been very good at picking them." "Me too, thank you." "As absurd as it sounds, perhaps we should just look around?" Hearing Lily utter those words throws me for a moment. Right. How do you... we do that? Oh gosh, Isao, stop it. How do we do that?" "That's just the reaction I was expecting. It's simple. You can go window shopping and just tell me what is around. If something interesting comes up, then we might get an idea. Right, I'm still not so sure of this, but I'll take your word for it. I think we'll manage. Hanako, my sister, and I managed to do it well enough. With Lily's simplistic and rather optimistic statement, we set off into the shopping district of the city, and I start describing everything I see to Lily. It's hard to think of Hanako going window shopping. She doesn't feel like the type to place much stock in fashion, nor have I noticed her reading magazines or the like. In fact, all I think I've really seen her do as a hobby is read books. There's a housewares shop just ahead. Looks like it's mostly crockery, though. I can't think that she'd have much of a need for that, and what type of message would that send to her? Cook more food? That's not such a bad idea, maybe. Sometimes it's best to leave these things alone, Hisao. Savage. Once again, I get the feeling that Hanako's exploits in the kitchen aren't always successful. Lily must have had to help her with that sometimes. Let's see, next along is a bookshop. That seems like a good one. She's always reading. Yes, but there are a few problems with books. I'm not quite sure what she has and hasn't read. What about a gift card, then? There's nothing as impersonal as giving someone a gift card. It's like saying, I don't know enough about you to work out what you'd like. I always thought of it as making sure they got what they wanted. Yeah, it's always been my outlook on it. Oof. At least for me, I try not to buy people gift cards, but man, just send me a gift card. I'll be so happy. Money is money. Giving people gifts is supposed to show them the level of affection you have for them. If you can't decide on a simple gift for them, then how much could you think of them? Right, no gift cards. Lily seems overly passionate about this, but I can see her point. If you're going to get something for someone, then you should put at least some thought into it. If I went to get something for Hanako that reminds her of us every day, then what good is a gift card? In that case, what did you get Hanako last year? A porcelain doll. I thought that if she had someone to talk to, it might help her ease her pain. A doll isn't ever going to criticize her, after all. So, should I be looking for a doll shop? If you could be so kind to keep a lookout for one, I would be grateful. Sounds good to me, though I wish you'd mentioned it earlier. But if I did that, then you wouldn't have started thinking for yourself, would you? Once again, Lily has a point. My brain is currently analyzing every store we pass for gift options. If Lily had mentioned a doll shop to begin with, I wouldn't have thought of anything else. We wander through the city streets, but seem unable to find anything that resembles a doll shop, or anything that I could consider a fitting present. The simple act of searching is starting to clear my head. The events of last week are starting to fade away, and I'm looking forward to giving Hanako her gift. If I can find one, that is. This is hopeless. Thought we'd be able to find something in the city for sure, and I'm sure we've walked down this street at least once before. That almost sounds like you're giving up, Hisao. I'm not, but it's a lot harder than I thought. Try not to be so restricted in your thinking. Maybe we should actually go into some shops and have a look around? That might work. I've never really been any good at window shopping. Lily and I circle around the city streets once more, this time popping into stores that catch our attention. In the end, though, nothing comes up as especially appropriate. Hanako's tastes are often quite hard to pin down at the best of times, thanks to her intensely private nature. And those tastes we do know are hard to accommodate. May we take a break for a minute? I'm a bit exhausted. I agree, and leave Lily to rest against the railing while I go to get a couple of drinks from a nearby vending machine. After walking up to the vending machine and grabbing myself some lemonade, I find myself at a bit of a loss. Not really knowing Lily's tastes, I decide to take a guess and grab something that seems a little girly, but not too weird. Yum, strawberry-flavored milk. Haven't had that since I was a kid. Beck. I walk up to her and place the carton into her outstretched hands, making sure she has a grip on it before letting go. She feels out its contours before opening it and taking a very tentative sip, her approving smile afterwards telling me I made the right choice. We both rest and have a quiet drink for a few minutes. A familiar, soft ringing begins to sound from Lily's side. She quickly apologizes as her hand goes into her pocket, pulling out her mobile phone. Do you mind if I take this? It's fine. Don't worry. She nods to me in thanks before turning away and flipping the phone open, bringing it to the side of her face as she picks up the call. Going by the tone of Lily's voice, the person on the other end is no doubt some friend or another. Tune out of their conversation pretty quickly as the snippets that Lily says make it sound like a little more than gossip. Without much else to do, I find myself watching Lily. She really is a pretty girl, which would hardly hurt her popularity in school. It's interesting just how much Hanako and Lily contrast with each other in both personality and appearance. For a few minutes, I just lean back and drink, watching her. Before long, Lily says her goodbyes to the person she's talking to and hangs up, placing her phone back in her pocket and leaning back against the railing as before. Sorry, just a friend from class. I take one final swig from my can before throwing it into the bin. Lily gives me her carton to throw away soon after, finishing it off relatively quickly. You seem to have a lot of friends. Oh? Lily waits for me to continue, her interest piqued. I was just thinking that you and Hanako contrast really heavily. It's hard to imagine Hanako doing a lot of the things you do, or knowing the people you know. You seem to think about Hanako quite a bit. I don't know, it's just, she's mysterious, I guess. I kinda want to know more about her, which isn't that easy. It almost sounds like you're doubting your relationship to her. I don't think it's that. I just want to do more for her, being her friend and all. I don't even really know how she sees me. This statement seems to interest Lily quite a bit. I wonder if Hanako said anything about me to Lily during their conversations. I'm about to ask what's on her mind as she picks herself up from the railing. Shall we be off then? Her voice and expression show that she's playing games with me. Lily knows damn well that she's leaving me hanging. With a sigh, I pick myself up off the railing as well and have a brief look around. We have stuff to do, so I'll just try and get back to her about this later. Tucked in between a newsstand and a convenience store is a small shop. The sign above the door reads Othello's Antiques in decorative English script. It would be easy to miss if we were walking along the street, but since we're stationary and I'm purposefully looking around, it's just noticeable. Say, Lily, that doll you got, Hanako, was it new? Well, yes, but I'm not quite sure I know what you mean. I think I found our shop. It's just across the road. Oh, what is it? Some kind of toy shop? It's an antique shop. I think it's probably going to be our best bet. Really? I didn't know we even had one of those near here. Neither did I. I missed it the first time we went by here. It's pretty well hidden. Well, then, can't hurt to check. Inspired by this new find, we quickly dust ourselves off and head towards the store, Lily's hand finding its way to my elbow for guidance. Alright, and it's not a black transition, but I'm going to leave it here because it's a transition of sorts, and there were a couple times where I was like eyeing the clock like, ugh, 28 minutes, should have ended it there. Oof, 29 and a half minutes, should have ended it there. So right here, around 34 minutes, I'm gonna end it. We're going to try and find Hanako a gift for her birthday, then maybe have a karaoke expedition. Ooh, very exciting. I'm so looking forward to this. But I'm going to leave this episode here. I'm supposed to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Until next time on Katawa Shoujo, goodbye.